Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle and I call myself the Beauty Treasure Hunter. Today I've got a couple of treasures for you. I'm going to do a combination of two really new foundations and do a wear test and let you know how that turned out for me. So if you want to see how I got this look, then hang with me. Okay, I've already used my Biore Watery Essence Sunscreen. Now I'm going to go in with some Jelly Grip Under Eye Primer from Essence. And that feels so nice. And I'm going to use some Hard Candy Moods Cream Shadow. And this one is in Halo. I think it is supposed to be similar to the Makeup by Mario liquid shadows. I don't have any of those. Those are super expensive, and these are not. Okay, I think that did a good job of covering my veins. I'm going to do a little bit of under eye brightener. This is by Catrice. It's the Wonder Woman one, and it has the nice metal tip. Just going to do a little bit. Okay, I have this. It says Light Sensitive Beauty Concealer Pencil. I think I got this off of Temu. I'm going to go around the outside of my lips. And I'll do a little bit of lip liner. This one's by Kimchi, Chic. And the shade is Bento Babes, number 3. I'll let that set down just a little bit. And I have I don't know if this is all, I don't think it is, of the e.l.f. These are the new liquid shadows. I got them in all the browns. And let's see, I'll start with the lightest one. We'll just see if these can build up or if they're more like one and dones. I think this could have been a good base color, so I'll just do a little bit in the crease here. That one was Beige and Boujee. The next one I have is Extra Toasted, and it looks like this. Let's see if we can see it any darker. Yeah. This looks like it will be a good crease shade. And I could use a brush, but I'm just going to use my fingers today. And then I have two darker ones. One is more warm. So I think I'll try the warm one, and it is in Gingersnap. And I'll clean up on the edges in just a moment. I think these set down pretty nicely, so I know I didn't have much time to get that cleaned up. And I think I'll go underneath the lash line with my darkest color, and this one is Cable Knit. So I really like those. That was easy to do, easy to blend. But you know how I like sparkle. So I only have one of these, and it's the new Maybelline Shadow. And this one is in 05 Silver Drip. And I know it's going to be really, really kind of transparent. So I'm going to start with it on my finger. And we'll see if we can see anything at all. And messing with this color so far, that's what I've noticed. There's just not much there. I'm going to go in now with the applicator and see if I can make it any more opaque. Okay, I think that's a little better. I am going to take it out to here. Okay, it didn't lift any underneath. That's good. I feel like I have a little bit more brown on this side, so I'm going to try to go up just a little bit more. Okay, I think that's better. And that didn't mess anything up. That's good. Today, I'm excited because I have my new Maxine's Revenge French Face. This is concealer and foundation. It says for eyes and face. Mine is in the color Light Medium Sand. And I just got it and I ordered it on Black Friday. They were out of this particular shade, so I had to wait. I've really heard Nikki LaRose really talking this one up. So we'll see if we agree with her. I'm gonna use my Japonese concealer brush. It's just a little kitten paw. I'm gonna use some warm fingers. And today, let's see, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do my lashes. I'm gonna do the Panorama, the L'Oreal. This has my favorite type of brush also, kind of a conical silicone. And my lash sectionals are still by Citizen Lash. All right, I'm going to also do another Nikki LaRose recommended trick. She has taken the new Maybelline Lifter Plump and Glow and mixed it with the new Nyx Make 'em Wonder. So I have the Plump and Glow in 220 and the Make 'em Wonder in number 15 Buff. Here's the lifter. And here's the Make 'em Wonder. And I'm going to use the brush from the 2-brush set that I have spoken about before. I'm going to use this end. I'm going to mix it first with my finger. This is what I get. And typically I like a pinky foundation. You can see why. That really is my undertone. But these are pretty yellow, but I will use some bronzer in just a minute to adjust that. Nice coverage of my rosacea here. I'm going to use my fingers to kind of press it in. And I'm going to take a sponge. This is a dry sponge. Help me pick up any excess. And that really is a nice trick. And I'm going to go in with some bronzer. This one's by Morphe. This is the Hot Shots Sun Drops. And this one is in Fire Sign. It says just shake well. I do have the darker one as well, but we'll see how this goes first. Here's what it looks like. Helped me not look so yellowy. Concealer's looking really good. I am going to set it now with my LA Girl H2O Lock Powder. A smaller fluffy brush. Just barely. Going to use my favorite bronzer stick, the Milani Supercharged in shade 160 Bronze Voltage. This is more of a balm. It does smell absolutely divine, kind of like chocolate. I don't think they're going to be making it much longer, so I have stocked up. You might want to try it before it's gone. So I'm going to use some Pixie Peach Color Corrector. When you put concealer over that color, you're left with kind of gray behind. But if you go with a color corrector, it helps it to not look gray. That was a result of my quarterly Botox. It only happened the last couple of times. New girl. I think I'll take some of my new Wonder Snatch pink powder to go over that. So peach color corrector and pink powder. Pretty good. And this was a Morphe brush. I think I picked this one up by itself at Marshall's. Anytime I find a really good quality brush, it's on the clearance, I'm very tempted to get it and try it out. I got a new jelly blush. This one's called Jelly Dough Blusher by Holika Holika, which is a Korean brand, I think. And this one is in the shade 05 Rose Jelly. So I'm going to use my Dance Moda brush, Kitten Paw. Kind of rock it in there. And I like to stay up high, right on the cheekbone. That seems to be what's working for me right at the moment. And everybody's been talking about the bronzer and the blush by CoverGirl. And I do love these, but I have something else to show you. This is a Sephora palette, and it also has baked options in here. We've got blush, 2 blushes, a bronzer, and a highlighter. And I love this little palette. So I'm going to use a fluffy brush for the blush, and I'm just going to use both of these. And I have to use a smaller brush. I have dedicated one of my angled brushes to be a smaller bronzer brush. So I'm going to dip into this. My big brush is too big for this, so. And I picked up, this is a Fenty brush that I got at Marshall's, and it was on clearance. It didn't have a box, and it was just $5. So I thought, okay, I'll try it. It's nice and bendy. So I thought that would be really good. Or highlighter. Hey, I've got more blush, it looks like, on this side than this side. So let me add a little more. So highly recommend this palette. I think it may be cheaper than buying all those separately too. So I'm going to go back in with my liner again, and this will help actually that I've gotten some foundation and some powder on there. And I found this Too Faced Cocoa Bold lipstick in Milkshake. Look at this, it's got a little heart right there, isn't that cute? And of course it smells like chocolate. And it's a cream. It almost tastes like you've just eaten a piece from a box of really nice chocolates. But in the lip kit that I got by Kimchi, where I got this liner, it also came with 2 glosses. So I think I'll go with this one that's a little bit more pinky than warm. I have to do the test to see if it's going to be too sticky, but it's not. It feels really good. Okay, now I've not done anything to the brows. Okay, I'm going to use my Lobby London Arch Rival pencil. This one's in dark brown. It's a super skinny one, so I can use it to just fill in sparse areas. And I'm blending that out with my spoolie. And I'm going to use my Maybelline Super Lock today, just the clear. I did do a brow trim today where I brush them up and trim them off the top. I'm telling you, as the years go by, your hair starts growing in places that you don't want it to, and it stops growing in places where you need it to grow. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of color to my eyes today with this Wonder eyeliner. It's called the Skyliner in Napa Nights. And it's the kind where you twist at the bottom and it comes up, which is nice. It's kind of a wine color, Napa. So I tend to use, brown a lot on my eyes, but I try to bring in pops of color here and there, and liner either on the bottom or on the upper lash line is a great way to do that. And I found these, of course, at Marshall's. It could have been TJ Maxx, I'm not sure. But they are very long wearing. Like when I've tested it out before, I can't rub it off. And I have to get a makeup wipe and scrub really hard on my hand to get it off. Okay, I like to relax and see how I can see more lid over here. So sometimes I like to come up a little bit higher on this side. And then I don't leave it like that uneven. Then try to make them match as much as possible. But in doing that, it makes my hoodedness look more even if it's way more hooded over here. Okay, so real world test today. You will see me later and I will let you know how this all held up. I still have to do a little bit of powder and some setting spray, but I just got a phone call and I have to go really fast. So I'll see you later. Okay, it's about 7 to 8 hours later, and I like the wear of this combination. I've had a little bit of shine to come through, but I think it just looks glowy. I don't think it makes me look like a grease pit. With the eyeshadow, I did have to take some moisturizer and kind of pat it. It was a little bit too dry for my crepey eyelids, but I keep this in my purse. This Thayer's Soak It Up Liquid Moisturizer, and it's very light, but it says, some of the packages say like 72-hour moisture or 80-hour moisture. And so I just patted that on top and rubbed off just a little bit, and it looks much better than it did. So from now on, when I use those e.l.f. shadows, I'm going to use them kind of as a base and then do a little bit of powder on top, but make sure that I have my lids really moisturized first. So I am happy with the way this wore today.